Great blessings to you, my dear viewer, listener. I'm really happy that you are here with me in this video. And just at the very beginning, I have an invitation and an offering for you, which is that you are very welcome to subscribe to my channel, to get in touch with me through email. All this you can find in the description under the video, miasymbols@gmail.com. I'm also on Facebook. And because this channel is still fairly new, please, you are welcome aboard, and you can even share this video with the ones you love or with people who think you could benefit from it. So all sorts of networking is very, very welcome and is a great help for me. And of course, you can request your own personalized reading, spiritual coaching, advising session, and so on from me at any time. Now, as I'm recording this video, this is the 3rd of September 2016, and we are just 2 days after what was a very spectacular and important celestial phenomena. We had a new moon solar eclipse on the 1st of September, Thursday. Well, I'm in the UK, so the peak point of this whole event, I think in the UK, was around 10 a.m. But nevertheless, it wasn't visible for the northern hemisphere of the Earth. But still, it had, astrologically and energetically speaking, it had a huge impact on all of our lives who are walking now or sitting on the surface of this planet. So we're just 2 days after that, and imagine this event like being put into the cosmic washing machine for a very deep rinse and cleansing and all, being shaken up, saying goodbye to the old, welcoming the new. And the effects of this one day, and actually the peak point of this solar eclipse, lasted for 3 minutes and 6 seconds. So imagine that the impact of all this can last up to 6 months or even beyond. Isn't that wonderful or scary, whichever way you are looking at it? So just as a reminder, this was also an annular solar eclipse, meaning that the Earth, the Moon, and the Sun were perfectly aligned for that little short earthly period of time, and it was really nothing on the scale of the universal clock. But still, all this is happened in the sign of Virgo. Of course, both the Sun and the Moon were in Virgo, and the numbers that were involved in this event numerologically were mainly the numbers 1 and 9, and of course 19, when you put 1 and 9 next to each other. And just a really short reminder, so that 1, is about calling something into existence. 1 is also the number of the divine me, like I am here, I am starting, I am different from 0, so I have an existence, I have a personality, I am an individual. And on the other end, 9, which is just one number before the next one, or 10, is the number of expanding your horizons in higher education. Now on the earthly plane, of course, this means higher education, like literally higher education, college, university, and the like. But in the spiritual sense, it represents higher knowledge and, everything that's beyond the known. So it's kind of entering the unknown and going into unknown territory spiritually, energetically, on gaining information and merging with all the things that are not our land yet, it's kind of like crossing the water to discover a new territory. I would describe it like that. So in the tarot, I think I recall that number 1, or number 1 major arcana card, is the Magician. So meaning that you have access to infinity, and that you are the master and the magician of your own life story. And the 9 card was the Hermit, which is, I think, quite heavily associated with Virgo, and is kind of attempting to go within all the time, attempting to analyze everything, secluding yourself to the Word in order to gain more time, in order to understand things even more. So That's heavily about learning and lessons and kind of getting in touch with your little inner teacher and graduating. Um, and well, I'm following other people's videos and astrologers' forecasts, and someone was referring to this eclipse as your graduation, especially if you are affected by a Virgo sign, or um, more or lots of your celestial bodies in your chart are in Virgo. Um, as for me, my moon is in Virgo, so meaning that how I'm targeting to achieve emotional security and how I'm structurizing my emotions or setting up my coping strategies has a lot to do with Virgo. So I really felt it. And the reason why I wanted to record this video first before anything else regarding the coming week is that question: are there things in New Age spirituality or this kind of non-denominational spirituality that we presenters and channelers and healers are not too keen to talk about? And the answer is yes. There are many things, I think. And one of them is losing relationships and people from your life because of your spiritual past and because of your spirituality, and not because you've been mean to anyone and not because you started an argument, simply because the other person is either not fitting your energy pattern, or which is also not fitting your energy pattern in a way that the other person is not able or not willing to accept what you are doing in life. Like, to me, and I think for everyone, it's been a huge, long journey to get to the point where I'm now quite comfortable to say when someone asks me what I'm doing in life, of course, and I can list my quote-unquote regular job. I can, which I like, by the way. I'm in sales, and for me at the moment it's completely satisfying. I can list my volunteerings, I can list my studies, but when it comes about giving you all, like revealing your essence, I really like to say that I'm a practicing medium, I'm a spiritual coach, I'm a spiritual healer or advisor, or in this case your online friend, as I like to refer to it. But anyway, the bottom line of it is that revealing yourself and giving yourself might not be what the other person would expect from you or would like to hear from you. And then there are times when you have to say goodbyes, or just step back and let the other person say goodbye to you. Either way, there is an element of loss, and there is an energy of grief and bereavement around these changes. And I believe that it's very important to talk about it and address this after an eclipse, because as I referred to it last week, with an eclipse, especially when you are conscious about it, about the process of moving into the shadow and then coming out to the light again, you are eclipsing stuff, people's, places, routines, energies, foods, aims and goals out of your life completely that are not serving you anymore and that are not in alignment with your ideal destination on your journey anymore. So I think because of that, it is important to talk about after eclipse and the after effects of an eclipse like this. People who are very clever said that this is a very, very potent one. I can testify to this personally, but again, I said my moon is in Virgo, so I was quite heavily hit by this Virgo new moon solar eclipse. And bringing in the topic of loss and letting go and talking about spirituality, one thing that I really noticed, really noticed since I've stepped consciously and bravely and much more on this new age esoteric spiritual path is that the speed by what people come and go has increased. The earth Gaia, Mother Gaia, is ascending as a planet, meaning that the planetary vibrations are getting higher and faster. Time, earthly time in a way, is speeding up, energetically speaking, so you don't have to check your clock or watch. It's not like that. But coming from all this, and my guide gave me this example to show you what I'm talking about. Imagine that you are getting on a train and you are, let's say, in the 60s, so or 50s, 1960s, 50s. So it's imagine this very cute, very retro type of train. So it's not going well on the modern scale. It's not going too fast. Even if you think that I'm getting on an express train, you know, looking back from 2016, we would say that it wasn't too fast. So you are sitting on this train enjoying your journey, and you have traveling mates and you get to like one or more of them. Especially you get into a conversation, you feel that your energies are really in synchron, you enjoy the journey together, maybe you make arrangements to stay in touch, whatever. And let's say that you are traveling together 6 stops or 6 train stations, and it's very beneficial for the both of you to get into this conversation and all. And after, you know, you've had your 6 station or 6 stops travel lengths together, you know, you part. And it took for a specific amount of time given the speed of this train. Now imagine the same scenario by using an express train on the 2016 terms as for technology. So even though you still enjoy your conversation and you feel fine and it's beneficial for the both of you, and you maybe make arrangements to stay in touch even after the journey, and you feel and see, oh, how pleasant it was for both of us, the same distance will last for less time as for traveling to that distance. So your journey together, your shared journey, will end sooner. And I think this is serious stuff. And because we so like to bond, and our whole brain is wired for comfort and lasting things and kind of being objective to change, this is kind of sad for the ego, especially. Yeah, just think about it. So people come and go, and when your vibration is rising and when you are consciously working on raising your vibration, everything is happening faster, the learning is happening faster, these shared journeys are completing faster, and of course it's all for your benefit and for the other person's benefit. It's just that it requires less time because you are on a higher vibration. So yeah, I feel with you. I mean, if you too have experienced this kind of housekeeping and house cleaning and cleansing things, and even relationships out of your life with this eclipse and giving the permission for these to leave, yes, it can feel like a heartbreak, and my heart is reaching out to yours because I felt it too, and there is nothing much you can do about it. So I just wanted to share with you that, to confirm and to reaffirm that eventually, after all, it's all for our good, it's all for our benefit, and it's just simply that we don't require as much time to complete these lessons coming from these meetings and bonds like before. And the good news is that the new places, people, energies, foods, routines, aims and goals will also come in sooner. This is like an exchange of energies or values, whatever you call them, intentions, but everything is energy at the end, and this is all happening faster. So I noticed that, okay, I kind of had to do this house clearing but I already have like 5, 6, or at least 4 or 5 new things lining up, and new people and new groups, and could you come here, and we would like to meet you, and here is my phone number. And to me it's just beautiful, because it shows that life is ever renewing itself, that life is very cheerful after all, that life is about, offerings, the universe or God or your higher self or the angels, whatever is your beautiful inner structure of this world, is offering you so much, and you don't have to wait much. You put in the work, you are working a lot, you are working much on your spirituality, but the rewards that you reap are amazing, and the energies are just amazing too. And you let go of things, and you realize that, I'm not there anymore. I don't need that anymore. That is not serving me anymore. And it can also bring a reminder why you distance yourself from particular energies or people or places. I've got a quite a reminder of that. Like I mentioned to you in a previous video, I'm from a small country in Central Europe, completely different energies and traditions and way of thinking and way of even initiating and maintaining relationships, human bonds. It's different completely than here in Scotland, and it was my wish from an early age to move away from that and enter a different kind of culture than what it is going on in Hungary. And just this week, I got a less pleasant email from someone there who is still living there, that I believe wants to be a very pleasant person, and then it shows that she's not really. And also, as today I enjoyed the weekend, and I was browsing, a little on the news websites, because to me, as a spiritual healer, going through these big worldwide news portals kind of mirror to what is happening up planetary wise and astrologically, energetically. And I was just horrified when I came across the news about what is going on in my birth country, and that was again a reminder why I moved away from there. So with an eclipse, you can get these house clearings, energetical cleansings, very quick, very deep, very drastic. You can get the reminders of why you've already tried or already cleansed out certain elements out of your story, and it is all a-okay. I just wanted to make this video to let you know that it is a-okay, because energy and life is like the gases. If there is space created, if there is new free capacity created, the gas will go there and fill it up. So go for it, believe in it. If you receive new invitations, new offerings, new job, or a new decoration idea after an eclipse, go for it, because you've worked so hard to create this space, and now it is up for you as a beautiful chance to fill it with whatever you want to bring into your new chapter. And the rest we will see. Like I said, astrologically, the after effect of an eclipse can go as far as 6 months or beyond. So I think towards the end of the year, we'll all know more about what this particular eclipse was holding in store for us. But you can already love the new picture. You can already love the new view, even if you feel that you are not quite there yet. Please just underline these tiny 3 letters, that create the word yet, and you will be there. And please subscribe and see you in the next video. Great blessings to you.